I love this song. Just makes me want to leave here, get a picnic blanket, go lie down on the grass, and look up at the clouds and see if I can identify shapes. Anyway, but we're going to be a little more serious than that. We're not going to have that much fun. I was going to ask you something. Oh, yeah. I want to talk to you about Uber, right. But we'll get to that in a minute. You're recruiting international companies to come here to invest in Birmingham, to maybe interact with our current businesses and have some sort of exchange. I've got to imagine that having a very good school system to recruit people to come here is really critically important.
Oh, it is.
Is that an obstacle? Are people looking at the school system going, great city, good potential, but, let's face it, you've got lawsuits. I was covering this for CBS, that lawsuit having to do with whether or not the police, not security guards, but the police in our school system have the right to tase unruly students. And we are the only ones in the country having to face this issue. Everybody else is able to discipline their children. What's the deal?
Look at the leadership that we have had in the Birmingham City School Board. Look at the leadership that we have in the Birmingham City School Board. Dr. Witherspoon did a phenomenal job of taking a lot of inherent, deep embedded problems and bringing those to the surface. Dr. G, our new superintendent, one actually taught in Japan.
Really?
And I had a great conversation about that the other day. Great leader. Will continue to move that forward because Birmingham is an international city. Their schools are training the next leaders of our country. The next world leaders are right now sitting in 6th grade. Somewhere in this country, in 6th grade, is a future president of the United States.
Hopefully they won't be tased by the police.
I agree with that. But let's look at how we started this whole conversation about, is Birmingham ready to be on the international stage? Is it on the international stage? Look at our universities that we have here. UAB has been on the international stage for years and years and years. Miles College is turning out great artists, great business people, great musicians out of Miles. Birmingham Southern, with the turnaround that Birmingham Southern had under General Krulak, phenomenal.
They've really come back.
And let's look at right here on this side of the hill, Sanford University. Wow, Sanford has always been a tremendous institution. But under the leadership of Dr. Westmoreland, he has taken that, he's placed that university on the world stage. I visited recently with a university in Liverpool, England, that is more of a sister university to Sanford. They have student exchanges. Sanford has a campus, a house, as it's called, in London. Sanford's grads...
They have a house in London?
Exactly. I can't think of the name of it.
Really?
That's right.
How cool is that?
It's phenomenal. They send a lot of their teachers over there to conduct classes. It's in Kensington.
Can we visit?
That's called Dr. Westmoreland's office.
Go ahead. Go on.
But the School of Business, the Brock School of Business, under the leadership of Dean Howard Finch, turning out global business leaders. Now, this is all in Birmingham, Alabama. And people 30 years ago wrote us off.
What about the brain drain? I have 4 children. Not one of them lives in Birmingham because they got an education and they're gone.
Right.
They're in Orlando, they're in Philadelphia, they're in Delaware and Denver. So how do we keep the kids that we've educated here? How do we want them to live and work in Birmingham?
Well, as I said a while ago, I think that tide has turned because we're turning out millennials that are out of college now. Part of our school system here, public and private, both Birmingham and surrounding area school systems have now gone through our universities, and then they've gotten jobs here. Our legal system has done a real reboot over the last few years. UAB, Sanford, all of these colleges have reached out to open the doors. My wife is a professor at Sanford. A great opportunity that they opened the door for her. She earned it, but great opportunities there.
She's a PhD, isn't she?
She is. You look at organizations like a SIPCO, American Cast Iron Pipe Corporation, out on northwest Birmingham. Do you know that they do business in Russia?
No.
Thompson Tractor has a plant or a business, a subsidiary in Vladivostok, Russia. You look at how Butler Snow, the law firm, is growing globally. Some of our other law firms are doing that. Also, a lot of entrepreneurs have started out of college in Birmingham. And as I mentioned a while ago, Innovation Depot having 92 companies there that are there growing. Birmingham is just a ripe field. And our children that are coming out of schools are seeing that they don't have to go to Atlanta to make good livings. And Birmingham, not only from a financial perspective, is a great place to raise a family. I was raised here. My wife and our children and I are raising our 16 and 14 and 15-year-old boys. And we've actually had 2 exchange students, one from Japan and one from Ukraine, that have come over here, and they have blossomed because of their experience here.
And don't forget about Indian Springs, which is also an international school.
Yes, it is indeed.
I'm Donna Francavilla, and I'm a correspondent with CBS Radio News. I freelance for them, and also the owner of Frankly Speaking Communications, here with Mark Jackson. Mark, this has been great. I would have wanted to talk to you about Uber, but we're running out of time.
We need Uber.
We need Uber.
With the proper rules in place, we need Uber. Our taxi system, not there. And we've got SUS Japan coming up, one of the largest Japanese-American business conferences. We need Uber.
All right. Well, we are going to be back next hour with a tremendous lineup. Charles Barkley, Mayor Bell coming up in the next few hours. Stay tuned. You're listening to WAPI.